What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Brennan, aka Drip, from Team D.D.D, back with another video. In today's video, we have the pure Blue Eyes list. I already did my primite version, and I don't know if I'm going to upload this one or the 3 structure deck version first. So if you are looking for different iterations of the deck, more of a budget alternative or a super budget alternative, make sure you check out the channel to see if they're already uploaded. Like I said, I don't know when I'm going to upload them, but this is my pure version. It's basically just 3 structure decks with some extra money thrown into it. This deck is still very budget, I will say, but there is a couple of cards in it that makes it a little bit more expensive. And if it's too pricey for your taste, then check the channel to see if I have my 3 structure deck version on there yet. All are very much are good in their own right. It's just the more money you put into it, the more competitive you'll be able to get out of the deck, basically. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. I'm not going to keep you all waiting. Start out, we got 2 Blue Eyes. I know that makes a lot of people mad. I'm sorry, but for consistency purposes only. But you got your inherent 3rd Blue Eyes right here in the form of alternative. Alternative is very good in this iteration of the deck because you're not running the primite cards. You're just running good old Blue Eyes stuff. But if you want the primite version, go ahead and check the channel out. I know for a fact at the time of recording this video, I already uploaded that version. The deck is just straight gas. All of the versions of this deck is gas. It's just that version gives you more follow-up than this one does. And then this one gives you more grind game than the 3 structure decks does. But they all have their own things that they like to promote and provide. Just boils down to what you want to play and what your wallet allows you to play. Unfortunately, it has to be like that. Then we got 1 jet. This is all I got for the big dragons. This is all you need. You don't need a 2nd jet. You really don't. These all do something that you need them to do, basically when you need them to do it. That's it for the big dragons. Like I said, now time for the tuners. We got 3 sage, one card starter. He's the boy. 3 of the girl, and then 1 legend, 1 ancients, and 1 maiden. 1 master, rather. Master's very important, definitely, since you don't have the primite cards in this iteration of the deck to keep your grind game going. You need master to keep your grind game going, whether you're adding these back or summoning something back from graveyard by shuffling this back for cost. You need him. You absolutely need him. And I said this a long time ago, years ago. You'll probably never see me cut him from a list where I'm running more Blue Eyes cards than really anything else. But yeah, all these are standard. This helps you get Blue Eyes to hand if you have a dead alternative, etc., etc. We already know what he does. One for more Blue Eyes goodness. 3 Neo Kaiser Seahorse. This card is pretty standard and self-explanatory. People cutting this down to 2 to 1 in the pure version, I find that very incorrect. This is an extender. This is the only way you can hard make the Spirit Ultimate Dragon. This card does so much for you. Gets you maiden access if your stuff gets ashed or whatever. It does a lot. It foolishes any of these, really. It foolishes gets them in the graveyard to extend further. So like if you don't have like a melody in hand or whatever, you can use Neo Kaiser Seahorse to foolish this, get a Blue Eyes in hand, and then your alternative's live. So it does a lot for you, and it's silly not to run it. I'm not running Dictator of D right now. I do want to experiment potentially with one later eventually. It's just there's no room really for anything. I do like the Dictator of D and Jet Lock, like where you have those 2 on board together, just lock your opponent basically, and you get to manipulate everything of theirs. Like I like that. I always have since we've played it for 2 years or whatever now or more. It's just I just couldn't find room, and I just want to make this as consistent as possible while still be able to play non-engine. This iteration of the deck plays 12 non-engine, and I think that's the perfect ratio for the pure version of the deck. 12 non-engine in the form of hand traps / utility cards. Moving on to the spells. 3 wishes. 1, 1, 1, and 1. This is it for the Blue Eye stuff. We're not running bingo. Bingo is annoying in the fashion, like you can't grab what you want. You have to rely on your opponent getting it for you or running 3 of everything, which is annoying. I'm not running bingo. There may come a time where I run it. It's just I don't like it right now. But I'm sorry if that offends you. Then I'm running two melody. You don't need 3 anymore. Even two consider to be like too much, but like because you're only going to really resolve this once. After that, it may become like a discard for wishes or whatever. But you want to see it in hand, so you run 2. Just it's more extension. Like I know a lot of people aren't even running this anymore. They're running like more non-engine. I just run it for consistency. I don't know. There may come a time where I cut it. I don't like it right now. It's a security blanket. 1 Ultimate Fusion. I guess this should have been with the other stuff, but Ultimate Fusion is just there because it helps you make your fusions, obviously. 1 sack buy and 1 pros for consistency. Our extra deck is fairly open and fairly free. If you heard me say that in my last video for the primate iteration of the deck. So pros is just a no-brainer. Definitely since it's at 1, if you draw it, then you know you're not going to excavate another pros off of it. So it feels good. Feels really good. And consistency is the only thing that matters. And for the non-engine, we got 3 Imperm, 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, and 3 Droll. Droll's here because it's turn ender basically for a lot of decks, and what a lot of people are not paying attention to is Droll is a spellcaster, so you can link it off into Spirit at worst case, Spirit without the blue, which is really funny. It's really funny. So you get 6 interruptions, but 6 more starters or extenders per se or whatever, if that makes sense. It's kind of awkward, kind of funny. But Ash, you don't need Purge. Purge is just when more, like it's so unnecessary. People are just coping on the fact that it's a trap to reset it. I mentioned that in my last video. Ash covers more right now. Imperm is just Imperm, and it's a board breaker. It's a hand trap. It's a turn stopper. You can reset it. It does so much. Clean 40. Nothing needs to be said. No, I wouldn't change anything right now. I really like the way it is. I really like the way the deck flows. Onto the extra deck. For the links, I'm just running 2 of the Spirit. There potentially come a time where I could run 3 of this, honestly, in the pure version, because this just specials anything back. So there may come a time where I run 3, but not right now. I'm not running Hermetic Seal. I'm running another card in the extra deck instead. It's more of a copium card, but it's more of a true boss monster because like you don't have all of the other cards to like stop your opponent from playing like you do in the primite version, so you need a true boss monster, and I put the old reliable true boss monster in here. Synchros, 1 Moonlight, and then 3 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, the main card of the entire extra deck. You need 3. I always like pairing these 2 together, always have. 1 of Zeraz because it's really good into Ryzeal, and it's just another form of follow-up / protection for the rest of our cards, basically. 1 Lightstorm because this card is cracked. This card is nuts. It's very good into like Ryzeal to get rid of their cross. It's really good into the White Forest deck. It's very good into regular back row decks. It's just overall very good spot removal for back row decks, and you can hard make it without relying on tagging out from this. I'm only running 1 big ultimate. You don't need more than 1. If you need to get back in the extra deck, you can shuffle it back with Ultimate Fusion, shuffle it back with Ancients, or whatever. You never need if you need it back in the extra deck to summon it again. I never found myself needing more than 1. Then 1 Stifer Dragon because if you go full combo, then you can summon this. And then 1 Crimson. This is it for the synchros. I'm not running Synchro Rumble. It's a brick. I mentioned that in my primite version. You don't need it. And then for the fusions, arguably the best fusion in the deck. Twin Burst. People sleep on this card. They're just disrespecting this card and its ability to push for game and out towers. This card's a no-brainer in my opinion. And then 1 Tyrant, 1 Neo for the protection. Tyrant's just standard, self-explanatory. And then the boss monster / copium card of the deck is Blue Eyes Ultimate Alternative, because this card is a sleeper card. People are disrespecting this card and not respecting this card, and it's just frustrating me because this card, if you make this, like, it feels like Dragoon format all over again, because if you have it paired with everything else, they're just not outing this because, like, you can summon this on your opponent's turn or your turn. If you summon on your turn, like with Ultimate Fusion, you set it up with like 1 to 2 additional pops. Summon this, and then you can pop 3 more. So you can clear a whole board with just this and Ultimate Fusion. And then just oversimplify the game state for your opponent. Which is just absolutely insane. And he can get he's really big and can't be targeted or stripped by card effects or whatever. So like, I don't understand why you wouldn't run it in this version of the deck. Like, it just makes no sense to me. But that's it for the main and extra. I don't have a side deck built for you guys because I didn't take this version to locals. I only show my tournament side decks. If you want to know side deck, then just hit me up in the Discord or whatever, and I can help you with that to a degree. A lot of that stuff I only say for my Patreon, but I help out to a degree a little bit without giving away too much. So Patreon members can still like feel like that they're getting a lot more than everybody else does. But beside the fact, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really like this list. It's very standard, in my opinion, or close to being what I think the standard will be. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be on the lookout for more Blue Eyes content, whether it's any version, Primite, Pure, or the 3 structure decks, or anything else. But I hope you all have a wonderful day, night, morning, evening, whenever you're watching this video. Stay safe out there. It's your boy Brennan, a.k.a. Drip from Team D.D. Sign out till next time. Peace. Good night, my guys. Love you.